slide hammer nail puller has been around for a long time. It's a great tool, but I'm not sure many people know how to use these anymore. Everybody's seen one. It's in your grandpa's toolbox, but does it ever get used? Most of them are pretty rusty. The slide hammer nail puller is a pretty simple tool. It features a pair of pinching jaws for grabbing nails, and very importantly, grabbing nails without heads. Short armor lever for leverage on pulling nails. The slide hammer for setting the jaws, and most significantly, the built-in pinch point. To demonstrate how effective this slide hammer nail puller is, I'm going to pull these nails out. This has got galvanized casing nails. I know for a fact that nail's been in there for over 30 years because I'm the one that drove it. There's no head, it's been caulked in. With the typical cat's paw type nail puller, I'd have to gouge quite a chunk out of the face of this wood to get that nail. And I want to donate this door to the Habitat for Humanity, so I want to preserve the frame with minimal impact to it and leave only a hole that can be effectively filled and painted over. So this is the tool for the job. I line the jaws so that they're slightly wider than the anticipated head of that nail, and I get a good angle on this, and then a few sharp whacks will drive the pinching jaws in deep enough to grab that nail head. After a few slams, those sharp jaws have grabbed that minimal head on the casing nail. Because I want to preserve this jam, I'm going to use a thin block of wood to keep the pry bar from smashing the wood any more than necessary. To get extra leverage, I can pull this slide hammer out to gain that leverage. Presto. Out comes the nail. You can see how small that head was, and relatively small that hole is. When the jam is reused, the fastener can be put in that hole, and this hole can be quickly filled, sanded, repainted, and extend its life indefinitely. It's not uncommon for nails and fasteners to be buried with many years of paint and caulk. In that case, a strong rare earth magnet on this handy tool is great for finding those nail heads. This one I can actually see, but even if this is perfectly flush, this magnet will quickly find the nail heads. You can find the ones. This is a nail that's holding the brick mold to the jam. If you need to pull those and can't locate them, this is a great way to find them. There's a couple more nails hiding in this brick mold, so I'll just locate them. That one you can barely see for the filler. There's another one at the bottom here. Get those two things located. Even though the nail head is barely visible, I'll just go right in there and dig that thing out. Just take my block on there to make it a little easier. Line up the jaws, a couple good whacks, get on that head. And pull it out. Another really nice feature of this tool, you only need one of them. You don't need an upside up one and an upside down one too. This one works both ways. How cool is that? Sometimes if the nail head gets too far out where you lose your leverage, you can just lock the jaws around the shank of the nail and grab it that way. It'll come out. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned the built-in pinch foil that comes with every tool like this. It's right here. The mistake you'll only make once with this tool is to get the crook of your thumb in that pinch point. The mistake you'll only make once is to concentrate where the jaws are going and the angle of your slide hammer and not paying attention to where your hand is. If your hand is not behind this protective barrier, if your hand is here and you take that shot, I guarantee you'll only do it once. It hurts. Interesting that there's a caution on here about wearing safety goggles, but nothing about that pinch point. For historic preservation projects or anything where a minimal impact is needed to pull a stubborn fastener, this is a tough tool to beat. No wonder Grandpa had one in his toolbox. Just don't pinch your hand.